So ever been wondering if your ex still likes you? Today I'm gonna share a powerful concept that will eliminate all that confusion, at least most of it. It's something called polarization, and trust me, this is not your typical how to get your ex back advice. This concept comes from dating psychology, but surprisingly, almost no one talks about it in the context of reattraction, of getting an ex back. So let me show you why that's a huge mistake, and how understanding polarization could save you weeks or months of uncertainty and emotional torture. So here's the deal. Your ex can only be in one of 3 states, and once you understand which one they're in, you will know exactly what to do, or how to approach your interactions with them. So let's break things down. State number 1 is the unreceptive state, and this is when your ex shows zero interest in getting back together. They're cold, they're distant, and honestly, nothing you do seems to affect them. Maybe they've moved on, maybe they think you are incompatible, or maybe they just want to explore other options. Here's the brutal truth. If your ex is unreceptive, well, the worst thing you can do is chase after them. The more you pursue, after all, the less attractive you become in their eyes. They start to perceive you as less attractive. So the only smart move here, if they're in this state, is to let them go completely, and only consider rekindling things if they reach out first. I mean, think of it like waiting for a green light. Then there is state number 2, which is neutral. And this is a tricky one, right? It's when your ex shows subtle signs of interest. So maybe they text you occasionally, or they agree to meet up, but they keep their distance. And here's one thing about neutral exes, they never stay neutral, right? They will either move toward being receptive, which is the third state I'll talk about, or they will move into being unreceptive. And here's where most people mess up. If you don't have the courage to communicate your interest clearly, to escalate things somehow when your ex is neutral, to essentially make a move on them, they will almost always move toward being unreceptive. In other words, welcome to the friend zone, population U. So what can you do when it comes to a neutral ex? You need to polarize them. So, for example, when they reach out, I want you to be direct and say, hey, it's great to hear from you. I'd love to see you again. When are you free for a drink? Just invite them on a date. Fuck all the texting games and the call-in games or whatever other coaches recommend. Just go for the date invite. Sure, maybe have a conversation, a short one, like a 5-minute phone call, or maybe a 5 message back and forth just to keep things natural, but ultimately, as soon as reasonable, just invite your ex out when they reach out. That's how you polarize them, by definition. So no games, no beating around the bush, just being direct. You're essentially forcing them, yes, I am using the word force here deliberately, to pick a side. When you polarize them, you force them to either lean towards the unreceptive side or the receptive side. And believe me, you're going to be way more likely to get your ex toward being receptive by making a move. Because like I said, if you do nothing, they will almost always go into the unreceptive state, and you are just not going to be able to get back together with them. But anyhow, let's move to the final state, state number 3, which is receptive. So this is, as you can probably guess, when your ex is clearly interested. They essentially initiate a lot of contact, they're enthusiastic about seeing you, talking to you, they reciprocate your advances. When you touch their arm, for example, they touch yours. When you suggest some plans, they're eager to make them happen. They're essentially giving you clear green lights. But here's the challenge, keeping them receptive. And again, this isn't about tricks or manipulation. It's about becoming genuinely attractive, a genuinely attractive person through self-improvement, for building self-worth, developing an interesting life, and noticing and learning from the mistakes you've made in your relationship, and then trying your best to not repeat them, and actually not repeating them. Or if you do repeat them, quickly trying to salvage the situation. That's what it really boils down to, and those are all topics for separate videos that I will not go into here, but you have my channel, you have a lot of other videos on these topics, so go check out those ones maybe if you're interested. For now, that's all you have to know about these three phases. And here's why polarization is fundamentally so powerful to kind of wrap things up slowly, right? It is based on the foundation of genuine attraction, being non-needy, and having the courage to express your desires and your needs honestly. But there is a catch. For polarization to work, you need to do the work. If you're coming from a place of neediness, you'll never find the courage to be direct, to be honest. You'll be too scared of rejection to tell your ex how you feel and what you think. You'll wait for weeks or months before making a move, which just screams that, well, I'm afraid to be vulnerable. It's not sexy. I mean, think about it. What does waiting 3 months to tell your ex you still have feelings for them really say about you? It shows you're terrified of rejection. And nothing kills attraction faster than this kind of fear. So here's your takeaway. The next time your ex reaches out and you're stuck, wondering if they're interested in you, polarize them. Be direct, be honest, be vulnerable, try to set up a date, then let the chips fall where they may. Remember, the goal isn't to make your ex receptive, it's just to find out where they truly stand, because knowing the truth, even if it hurts, is better than being stuck in uncertainty. If you want to go deeper into my ex-back approach, my philosophy, download my reattraction cheat sheet, a one-page PDF that essentially outlines my approach and philosophy. You can download it via the link in the description below this video. So that's it from my side. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.